Welcome, Myles, and thank you for joining us here at the Baldwin.
Thank you for having me.
So, the first thing I want to ask you is what I think myself and a lot of fans have been thinking. Why has B-Mickie hid so much from Meech around the Detective Bryant situation, considering Meech has always looked out for him?
To an extent, he has looked out for him, always. But you gotta pay attention to there's levels to loyalty. There's levels to trust as well. Um, when you saw the first season, he started out killing somebody from each. He ended the season killing somebody from each. Pay attention to that. You know, now lay over to this season. He lost somebody. He loses somebody again. So it's like where does the level of trust, go when it comes to the relationship with Meech? And then you turn to somebody that is caring for another life that is that is incorporated with my character and treating her well. And this isn't my girl, this is my mother. You know what I'm saying? This is my family, this is my blood. So when you play with that and you take the reins of that, it's more so you got to pay attention to who really is taking care of me, who really understands me and my position in my real life. I can go to BMF. B-Mickie can go to BMF and be in the record store, be in the car with Meech, but that's their time when they're that. But B-Mickie still has to go home. B-Mickie has a situation experience that he has to go home to, and Meech isn't there. Meech is in Colombia. You know what I'm saying? So it was more so B-Mickie trying to find where his trust lies between, his relationship with Meech and Terry. And also, is he deserving of the position that he's been given? You know what I'm saying? And now Detective Bryant also not only playing with his mother, 2 homicides and a gun over his head. And I killed my baby, you know? So you're moving my mother to a different hospital. You're caring for her, but this is what I need you to do, you know? So it was a lot of psychological warfare for B-Mickie trying to play both sides, but it was more so an understanding of what is he going to get out of it for himself. Yes, I'm given a position, but what does it do for me? Yes, my mom is being put in a different hospital, but that does something for me. You know what I'm saying? Not only for her, but it does something for me, and I feel like that's what gravitated B-Mickie towards crossing those treacherous barriers when it came to Detective Bryant and those different type of plots.
Absolutely. And I think that is something a lot of people don't think about is what all B-Mickie has kind of sacrificed and lost between the ending of the first season and then what we saw up to episode 7,
Yeah.
him losing his mother,
Yeah.
and not being able to really say goodbye to her properly. He did say goodbye because he just thought, I got to get out of town for a little bit, but I'm going to be back. And he didn't actually get to say, goodbye to her.
Yeah.
So I think, social media and the fans are being a little hard on the character of B-Mickie, and not realizing, how would you feel, if you were in that type of situation and you had that type of desperation, on your back. So the next question I have for you is, how did you tap into the vulnerability and pain we saw B-Mickie in at the end of episode 8? I think it was the first time we had seen your character in that type of pain and mindset, almost like he kind of wanted to give up on everything.
Um. Uh. Yeah. It was a very touching episode for me. Um. I had to go in depth a little bit with my acting chops, and try to pull a little bit of authenticity, out of me. You know, like you said, I lost my mom. B-Mickie's been going through a lot this season, and I just wanted to show that Black men can be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Without and this is a topic that we're talking about to this day with Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan. Black men can be vulnerable in times without being over sexualized with our brothers, you know. And he felt vulnerable. He felt like he didn't have anybody else. He felt like it was the last of him. And I feel like that was a lot of things I was going through my head in that time throughout those scenes. And like you said, he sacrificed a lot. He sacrificed a lot. And him going in that house, him trying to find a gun and not, that was another sacrifice, you know. And it was more so just trying to show the loyalty and family aspect between Meech and Terry. And that's what I was looking forward to.
And I thought it was also important that in the scene with you and Meech, Meech's reaction to B-Mickie's vulnerability. I wasn't sure at first what the reaction would be, and I liked that it was an emotional reaction that he felt for his friend, even though, yeah, this whole situation, it can jam me up also. You know, in that moment, he cared a lot about what was going on with his brother, as he called him. And I think it is important to display those types of interactions between Black men, because Black men have friends, they have emotions, they care about people. And it was important to see that in that type of heated situation. And then it seemed like too, B-Mickie is really getting to a point of not wanting to necessarily hurt people anymore based on what he did to Bryant's son when he went in. I mean, he tried to just like go in the closet. You know, I don't want to do anything to you, in comparison to what we saw in the first season when he was quick to kill, you know, J-Mo. You can start to see these changes in this character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can see more of the catering side to him, because that's what my mother left for him. You know, that was what his mother left for him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like his mother had carried that caring, you know, giving energy, you know, that he never had about himself, that you never really got to see a side of him. And when she left, that's the only thing that she left him with, you know. And like you said, you saw that when he went in the house and he wasn't that savvy to kill his son, you know. Yeah.
So I have one more question for you, and it's, do you think B-Mickie is deserving of another chance at this point, or do you think his character will continue to be a problem for Meech's organization?
That's a tough question without me telling you spoilers.
Just based on you,
It's gonna be
what would you
hard for
do?
sure. What would I do? I can't say what I would do. It's for Meech, my perspective, looking in, it can be hard because yes, I walked in, had a wiretap, you know, yes, I'm playing both sides at the same time. But then you gotta understand they've been friends for so long. If he wanted to do it, he would have been did it. You know, understanding that my mom isn't here anymore. I would do anything at this point. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's where his head is at, would be Mickey, and then just trying to understand him and where he is in his life.
Absolutely. I think that's a great answer without telling too much about. So I want to thank you, Myles, for joining us here at the Baldwin. I really appreciate talking to you today.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
You have a blessed day, all right?
You too.